Sometimes when I meet people, the easiest way for them to know me is for me to share a poem. The Bottoms. Third World America, let me share with ya. Hustling concrete jungle characters. My folks that's fly. And fly a sign. Poverty is the worst form of violence by design. Paint by numbers, different colors. Black, white, brown, yellow, red, and blue brothers. Affiliated, uneducated, indoctrinated. Propaganda smothers, beat down by drug-induced lovers. Laying in beds of oppression, money covers. Labor for sense. Making sense of it. My government name is Daniel Viegas.
But you go by?
Chieftain.
So let's start at the beginning. You were homeless living near City College. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was a city college student, basically living in my car. The car broke. I couldn't drive it. Didn't have the money to fix it. And in San Diego, you can't leave a car sitting anywhere for more than 3 days, or else it's possibly towed. And sooner or later, they were gonna tow it, and it would have just been gone. I wouldn't have been able to do nothing about it. So, but yeah, I don't have that car anymore. I was in the tent, and I was coming to school. The city would come and clear the block once a week. And so that day I would miss school. I would have to break down everything and move it across the street, and then move it back like an hour or two later after they moved, or 3 hours later. Well, people would watch my stuff while I was at school. I was very lucky. These people, they don't leave the trap. That's how I would see it. I call it the trap because you could just be, you could not be on drugs and just be trying to exist, and they come around every day and they do circles, the slave patrols, and they try to criminalize everyone. The levels of inequality, or the class system in America is just on an unprecedented, scale of inequality. The trap to me is the lowest levels. The trap would be the bottoms. In the run-up to the vote for the camping ban, they stopped coming once a week. They started coming every other day, and then they came every day. The person who would watch my stuff, my brother from another mother, well, he was fighting for custody for his kids, and so one day a week he would have to go to court or go see his kid. He left, and I had to move everything. And he had too much stuff. That stuff was already moved out the way, but the cops told me you can't move it here across the street. And you can't. I said, what about over there? He said, you can't move it over there. I told him, I said, you're putting me in a box. I can't move there, there, and there. Where do I go? He didn't give me an answer. And he told me when I move all that stuff to leave all the shopping carts. So I went back to my friend's stuff, and I don't know. I had to move. They were gonna throw it away. I had to do something. I just grabbed a cart, trying to move the cart, and he comes and grabs the cart. And at some point, he threw the cart down and started grabbing me. So yeah, he guided me to the car, and I was going. But yeah, he tried to put me in the car, and I couldn't. My body froze. Like, he opened the door, and I just couldn't move. I wasn't panicking though. And I don't know, the other cop came by, and he just was walking by. He was like, "Hey, do we need a wrap? Do we need a wrap?" And I said, "It's a wrap." I don't know why I said that, but yeah, I said it's a wrap. I found out what a wrap was. They got a wrap and they put me in it. You're handcuffed and your legs are bound, and I don't know, I was in a cell, the holding tank with a bunch of people. I realized, hey, I know the guy next to me who was asleep. It was like 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, something like that. Felt like a week. Went to court. Attorney talked to me. I ended up sharing poems. The attorney kept listening, so I just kept sharing more poems. I never shared a poem with the judge, but the attorney told the judge I was a published poet. In the end, I was released. The judge said I I contribute good works to the community. No record, no apologies either. I told the board of trustees I've been racially profiled on campus and off. And yeah, I never call the police for help. The police might kill me,